should I buy a property today in 2024's property market, or should I wait till 2025 till interest rates drop? It's going to be more affordable for me to get a loan. It's going to be more affordable for me to have a property that's not too negative geared because the rates will drop. And, these are all the things that we ask ourselves. And so today I wanted to do this video because the majority of people that invest in property do not achieve their goal. Their goal is to invest in property for one specific reason: financial freedom. To have financial security so you can slow down from work or spend more time with your family, or give your family the life that they never had by giving them property and giving them the passive income. And there's a reason why we don't achieve that. It's because we don't have clarity. If you don't have clarity, you don't know where you're going. Okay, it's like trying to get to a destination without a map. You need to get the map. If you don't have the map, you're going to get lost. And you're never probably going to get to your destination. So I want to do this video because a lot of people are sitting on the fence waiting for potentially interest rates to drop in 2025 or late 2024, which they are going to be coming down. There's a lot of talks at the moment. And that's great. But what do you think, and ask yourself, what do you think the majority of Australians are doing today? They're sitting on the fence. If we look at COVID had record low interest rates. What was going on in the property market? It was booming. Why? Cheap money. So when interest rates go down, what's going to happen again? The same thing. And so people wait, and then when they wait, it's too late because they're timed out of the market and the property prices have gone up. And today, I don't do this video to say you have to buy a property. The best time to buy a property is when you can afford to buy a property. At the end of the day, my goal, and for people that come to me, they come because I'm going to help them build a property portfolio. That's the only thing I do well, is help people build property portfolios and keep them accountable. If you decide to use our services, amazing. If you decide not to, amazing as well. I don't care. But I do this video because if I don't do this video, I don't teach people about things that they don't learn at school and that they don't know in general. So I've done this video to show you what is truly possible. And I'm going to bring a scenario of someone that's conservative and that just waits and buys a property once every few years. So I've done this scenario where this person buys a property next year in 2025, then they buy a property in 2028, they buy a property in 2031. They only buy 3 properties, and then to get to their passive income goal, I'll just show you of what this kind of looks like. So the goal is, of course, replace your income. And by 10 years, by 2034, if you have a look here, you're going to have $31,000 of passive income, which is fantastic. In 10 years, fantastic. But if the goal is to achieve that $100,000 of passive income, we're $70,000 short. Okay? We all know property is a long-term game. Now, what I've done here is another scenario where I show someone else going out there, which waiting for it to load. Here we go. We go out there and we buy the properties right away. So we buy 2 in 1 year, we buy another one next year, and then another one next year after that. And look at the difference of what happens in this portfolio plan, okay, of when they achieve their goal. The other one was $31,000 in 10 years. By this time in 10 years' time, you're going to have an extra $30,000, so $60,000. Now, you're $40,000 off the target of $100,000 of passive income in 10 years' time, but you're $30,000 closer to where you want to be. $30,000. If you made an extra $30,000 a year with you sleeping at night time and the money is coming in your pocket, would you think that is a great achievement? And I guess I know your answer, and it's going to be yes. So this is $60,000. So you can have $30,000 is by taking your time, just buying here and there, one every few years, or you buy when you can afford it and you buy them right away, and then you stop buying and you get to your goal and you have $60,000. As you can see, I don't do this once again to make any money. I do this video to give people clarity that if you have the clarity, you know how much you're saving. You know how much the property is going to cost you if you decide to go out there and get another property. Okay? You know your current expenses and what your financial position looks like. Then you go and buy a property and make sense financially. When it doesn't make sense is when you act in fear and go, oh, I can't afford it, and once again, you're probably saving maybe $1,000, $2,000 a month. You got the financial stability. Maybe you have low expenses. Maybe you can reduce your expenses. And maybe you can take action, but you don't. And you wait 1, 2, 3, 4 years and look what happens. You probably cost yourself 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, maybe even more. And that video, the diagram I just showed you, that's in 10 years time. Imagine in 20 years time. In 20 years time, you're probably going to have, once again, an extra $60,000 on top of that. So you're going to have, if you look at it, that $30,000 in 10 years time is going to be, in 20 years time, $60,000. That's $60,000 in 10 years time, which was the person buying the properties right away. In 20 years time, it's going to be 120. It's a big difference. Okay, and so why I do this video, it's because compounding interest is what builds wealth. And so hopefully this gives you clarity, because the longer you wait to get into the market because of not having clarity and because of fear, the longer it takes you to get to your goal. And I want you to know, or I want you to ask yourself, I should say, do you want to get to your goal in 10 years time or less? Or do you want to get to your goal in 20, 30 years from now? And that's a question you need to ask yourself. And that's a question that only you can answer. I can't answer for you. But my goal is to help people, keep people accountable, and train them and make sure they can achieve their goals. That's it. And so I'll leave this video with you, and hopefully you know what the right decision is for you and your family.